I'm on a mission to boost my trophy completion from the low 50s all the way to 75%. My name is Shady, and welcome to Stat Boost. I'm in the house. Freeze, dirtbag! Oh. Hey, Chief. Yeah, look, I think I might be in the wrong house. Again, yeah. Look, don't worry, I'll get it next time. You know what they say. 5th time's the charm. Hello? Oh, what's that? Battlefield Hardline. I guess I got nothing else going on, so... Oh my god. Hello? Hey, yeah, so I just played this game. It's called Battlefield Hardline, and you should definitely make a video on it.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, actually.
Congrats on the Doom video, by the way. 50,000 views and 1,500 new subs. That is incredible.
I can't wait to see how you top it.
Yeah.
But hey, look, no pressure. I'm sure whatever video you make will be fantastic.
Yeah. No pressure. Marker?
You're not saying anything, Shady.
Have you ever played Battlefield Hardline? It blew my mind. Now sure, that could just be me looking back through this older generation of games with rose-colored glasses. I bought these ones on the internet. But I don't think that that's wholly accurate, and I'll tell you why.
See, I spent the first 3 months of the year grinding Battlefield 2042. It was meant to be something I could play to relax, and it did start out as a really fun time, but slowly turned into a truly miserable experience.
But that's a story for the end of year wrap-up. The point that I want you to take away from this is that Battlefield Hardline is a fantastic action cop thriller mixed with everything that makes a Battlefield game a Battlefield game.
You know, before EA sucked the life out of them. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even say that that's true, because I remember nothing from the Battlefield 3 or 4 stories. All of my memories are from the multiplayer. The last campaign I actually remember enjoying in the series was Bad Company 2.
And now, with an interesting transition, but no real segue because I got distracted while I wrote this at 3 in the morning, let's take a look at some of the trophies I've already got.
I first played it on the 2nd of May 2015 while visiting a friend's house.
Oh, that's 10 years ago already.
And there I earned 9 of the 40 available trophies. These were for finishing the prologue and the first 3 chapters. I reached rank 5 in the single player leveling system and found enough collectibles to solve my first case. Now, some chapters in this game have optional missable trophies, and I actually managed to earn 3 of them. Climbing for 10 meters. This one's not hard, you do this the first time you use the grapple, disarming 2 alarm boxes, and performing a non-lethal takedown on 10 criminals. This also wasn't difficult given that the main character has an infinite supply of handcuffs.
Handcuffs. Thank you. Speaking of the main character, would you be surprised if I told you it wasn't this rip-off Dwayne Johnson looking guy featured heavily on the box art and in the main menu? Because it's not. He's not even featured anywhere in the game at all. Why have they done this? Did Nick Mendoza just look like too much of a soft cock to sell a Battlefield game? Now, the base game only has 3 multiplayer trophies and they're all fairly easy to obtain. The DLC though? Nah. The DLC trophies are all multiplayer and they're pretty scuffed. In fact, the trophy Test Your Metal is completely unobtainable since they turned off the ranked servers in 2020. So sadly, this will be the first game since my first ever video that I haven't 100%ed. I did try my absolute best to get all the DLC trophies that I could, but instead of going through them now, I think we'll save them to the end for a cheeky little burner.
Given that it's been 10 years and I know that the Hardline story was fairly well received, I did choose to start from the beginning. I played on normal, and there is a trophy for finishing on Hardline mode, but that's not unlocked until you finish the story on at least normal difficulty. This game came out at a time when games were really getting into using real actors and their likenesses. You play as Nick Mendoza, portrayed by Nicholas Gonzalez, who I think I recognize from The Flash, so that sucks for him. And me. I sat through that show for way too long.
Just stop being so shit. Why do all my friends keep messaging me about something called Daredevil? Oh, that's why.
You're joined by Kai, played by Kelly Hu, that I think I recognise from an episode of NCIS. Travis Willingham, who I do actually recognise from Infamous Second Son. I know Benito Martinez from... oh no, let's not bring that up. I recognise Adam J. Harrington from Castle, Eugene Bird from Bones, and I of course know Alexandra Daddario from... I completed the prologue, aka the tutorial, in a totally professional manner, and was rewarded with an immediate promotion. Moving on to episode 1, I made it to this rooftop where you're able to use Batman's detective vision.
I love you, but I hate what you did to this industry.
Tagging everyone while you're up here will pop the trophy Motley Crew. The scanner is also used to find evidence in each level. It will tell you which direction it's in and how many there are in the current area. It's not perfect and doesn't tell you if it's up or down a floor, so I still missed a few things on my first playthrough. I benefited a lot from knowing how each area works in hindsight. I moved a little too far forward in this level and couldn't go back, so episode 2 is already on my replay list. But all is not lost because I managed to stun my 5th criminal with the T62 CEW and unlocked the trophy. Oh, you taste him, bro.
He's flopping around like a little fish, eh? This is going straight on my Snapchat.
Most episodes have a series of active warrants for you to both identify and arrest. You could also just kill them, but you don't want to do that because for the trophy Bring 'em to Justice, you'll need to capture all 22 of them alive. Capturing a warrant alive is also great points towards your expert level, and you need to reach the maximum level of 15 for the trophy One Good Cop, but I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. At the start of chapter 3, I identified my 4th warrant and unlocked the trophy Watched Dog for identifying 10 of them? Hang on, what? Okay, so I didn't download my original save data, so it can't be counting anything from that. What I think has happened is that on a few occasions, I died after tagging a warrant and scanned them again after respawning. So there you go, it's a cheeky early trophy pop, and I'll take it. Episode 3 also introduces us to both the grapple and the zipline. As mentioned earlier, simply climbing these 2 mandatory towers to progress the story, you'll have hit the 10-meter mark for cape and ears not included. And if you shoot the zipline far enough, you'll also unlock Fast Rope Expert for ziplining 90 meters. I didn't do that though, but luckily it's 90 meters total and I got it shortly afterwards while looking for evidence. This episode has a pretty decent sized open world for you to explore with evidence in all sorts of dicky places that weren't mandatory to visit, so yeah, we'll be coming back to this one. I also experienced a glitch here where the game wouldn't let me back into the boat. I worked out that this is usually the case if there's still an active objective you need to complete, but on occasion, like when I stopped on this island that had literally nothing here, the game still wouldn't play ball. So if you have this same glitch, a simple checkpoint restart will work. In episode 4, I managed to miss almost all the evidence, so we'll just add this one to the list as well. However, I managed to take out enough enemies in stealth to hit expert level 10, and at the end of the episode, earned my first story trophy since coming back. Episode 5 sees us on the run from the cops, and I promise I'm doing my best to avoid spoilers, but the game literally starts out with this scene, so if you didn't want to know that, spoilers, I guess. Also, why are you here? Don't leave though. Love you. This episode is the king of missable trophies. Lucky for me though, I found a taser in the boot of a cop car, unlocking their own medicine. And then I proceeded to tase the shit out of a bunch of cops just doing their job.
Oh bro, this prison phone doesn't have Snapchat.
Just after picking up the taser, I needed to create a diversion to get through a bunch of cops, so naturally I blew up an abandoned meth lab, earning the trophy Knock Knock. The last missable trophy in this mission is Graceful Exit, and this is for not being spotted during the mission. And I did get spotted. 8 times.
This list is becoming quite extensive, isn't it?
I did, however, get the non-missable trophy for finishing the story. That's the real reason people tune in, isn't it? Episode 6 has no missable trophies at all, and I even managed to find all the evidence, so I don't need to replay it, right? Sadly no, I messed up a stealth section so bad that I killed a warrant, so I'll just take my obligatory story trophy and move on. In episode 7, Kai and I break into some bigwig's mansion, and while I was here, I saw this man playing Dead Space. Oh, Dead Space. That's a cool little Easter egg. While looking for evidence, I found a secret room, netting me the trophy Hollywood Hideaway, and I wrapped up the level by unlocking Holly Weird. Alright, how'd I go for missable trophies that time? For In episode 8, I finally met Alexandra Daddario, and for some reason, my neck physically got longer whenever I'd look at her. What? Now see, when I look this way, it's fine, but when I look at her, I swear my neck's getting longer. Is this a metaphor? Later in this same level, I had to retrieve my weapons before instigating combat in this trailer park, and it wasn't too tough. I went in through a hole in the wall on the right side of the area and gracefully made my way to my beautiful orange pelican case. While I was here subduing anyone and everyone as professionally as possible, I earned the trophy One Good Cop for reaching expert level 15. I've mentioned your expert rank a few times already, and before I forget, because now it's totally irrelevant to me, let's talk a bit about the ranking system. Okay, I don't know why I hyped it up so much. Essentially, just do good cop stuff like arresting bad guys and warrants, and this will give you more XP than if you blindly mow everyone down. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Even later in this level, I was told to go to an airfield, and thankfully I heard this throwaway line of dialogue from Boomer.
You want to check out that burnt down house before we go?
Which prompted me to go and have a look at this burnt down house, where I found the most stupendously annoying piece of missable evidence in the whole game. And yes, although the evidence hidden around episode 3's open world is more annoying, this episode is not like that at all, and if I'd missed this piece of dialogue, I wouldn't have even thought I would be able to stop the car to look around. But I'm very glad to say that I got everything in this level and I do not need to replay it. And to celebrate, here's the story trophy. Some damn fine fireworks is for finishing episode 9, and thank you for not asking why I skipped over that level so quickly. In episode 10, I managed to stumble across an area that allowed me hidden access to the mansion grounds. This earned me the trophy Social Climber, because I climbed up here. And then I popped the trophies Served Cold for finishing episode 10, and Case Closed for finishing the game on officer difficulty.
Alright, how'd I do with all the warrants, evidence, and missable trophies?
Not great.
What do you mean? That's the blue thread, right?
No.
Oh. Well, I guess now I have the option to either go and do all that, or dive straight into the multiplayer.
Finish the fucking collectibles so that I can go home.
Okay.
Looking back through the small handful of episodes for everything that I missed, I decided that the best place to start would be at the start, and I was immediately hit with the pain I deserved for being so sloppy the first time round. Oh no, you can't skip the cutscenes. Each case file is made up of evidence from multiple levels, the only exception being the first one having all of its evidence within the first level. I found the first piece of evidence I was missing in episode 2 and solved 3 case files. Nice. Anyway, as I was saying, this is where level knowledge comes into play. The first time I was here, I was confused by what the scanner was trying to tell me because, like I said, it's not the best. But now that I know that as soon as I get close to the objective, the suspect we're after will move and I'll be forced to follow him, locking myself out of this area. And knowing where the objective triggers like this one are for a lot of the encounters throughout the game really helped with cleaning all the evidence up. And just like that, I found the last bit of evidence I needed for this level. Then I tested saving and quitting the level just to see if my progress saved, and thankfully, it did. So if you've missed something right at the start of the level, you don't have to replay the whole thing. And I love it when games do that. I kept going through each level, picking up everything that I'd missed. As expected, some of the trickier ones were in level 3. To work around this, I kept docking at random locations and checking the scanner until I finally narrowed down the right island. In episode 4, the warrant I missed was in the last section, where the game seriously hinted that I should escape quickly.
This is crazy!
Let's just get out of here.
So I really wasn't looking for them there initially. On a side note, the order that the warrants are in on the pause screen doesn't mean that that's the order they actually appear throughout the level. Also to note, if you shot them last time and arrest them this time, you'll need to hit a checkpoint before the menu updates their status. Replaying episode 5, I tried my absolute hardest not to get spotted. Enemies have this detection meter, and as long as it doesn't go red, you're pretty much in the clear. The level is split into 2 main sections by this cutscene, and you'll have to complete both without being detected to unlock the trophy Graceful Exit. I'm really not sure if restarting a checkpoint will work if you do get spotted, but I had no trouble doing this while following a guide, and I've put that link in the description if you need it. BYOB is earned for killing the chef in episode 7 by blowing up his barbecue. I couldn't see a gas bottle anywhere, so I just used a high caliber rifle to shoot the barbecue itself, and it worked a treat. Moving on to episode 9, you can earn the trophy Real Action Hero by killing a criminal in mid-air during the penthouse escape. This whole scene is insane. In fact, this was my face during the whole thing. Knowing how slim the timing window to get this is, I made sure to have a high-power handgun equipped before triggering the cutscene, and I still only just managed to hit the enemy at the last possible moment. Seriously though, I can't remember the last time I played a game that prompted that sort of reaction. 2015 was just a better time, man. Finally, in episode 10, it turns out that the reason I missed the final warrant and piece of evidence is because there is a split path. Last time I went left, which is the secret way in, so this time I went to the right and whoop, there he is. In this same spot is the last bit of evidence, and just up the road is this episode's other missable trophy, Daredevil, which you get for jumping this dirt bike over this fence and into the mansion grounds. Doing this alerted every single guard in the level, so I quickly quit out before they got me.
There we go. That's everything that I've missed, and now I am very excited to get started on the multiplayer.
As mentioned earlier, there are only 3 multiplayer trophies for Battlefield Hardline. They are for winning 5 of each the Blood Money and Heist mode matches, taking down 25 enemies with the taser.
Okay guys, we need suggestions for the Battlefield Hardline multiplayer trophies. What are you thinking?
We should do taser takedowns.
Now, we've already got that for a trophy in the single player.
What if instead of 5 we made it 25?
That is the best idea I've heard all day.
And finally, for killing 25 enemies with each the MAC-10 and double barrel shotgun.
They all sound pretty simple, don't they? I mean, why would you think otherwise?
They're all fairly easy to obtain.
Now I think what I'm going to do is go for the mode-specific trophies first and then see what else I can pick up or make progress towards along the way. So, let's make a start.
There is a single conquest server on downtown Rush Hour, with 2 bars of ping. With this server being the only server, I had no other option but to join, and I began working on a bunch of DLC trophies, as well as the taser takedowns, and after I got tased a few times myself, I was in the exact right headspace to then dish it out. I then got to work on the 25 shotgun and MAC-10 kills for the trophy Men's in the Hood. But it's not as simple as it's made out to be. To unlock the MAC-10, you need to reach Server Star 2 with the Professional class. This is done simply by playing and earning XP with the class itself. Once you do that, you'll unlock the MAC-10. No, I'm just kidding. God, I wish it was that easy. With guns, you're awarded a Bronze Service Star for every 10 kills. When you hit Bronze 10, you'll then get a Silver Surfer Star for every 15 kills, and when you hit Silver 10, you'll earn a Gold Service Star for every 25 kills. For the classes though, for a Bronze Service Star, you need 10,000 XP. That's the equivalent of 100 kills. Once you finally make it to Service Star 2, you'll unlock Professional Assignment 1. To complete this assignment, you'll need to get 10 kills with sniper rifles and 5 kills with laser trip mines. Okay, that wasn't awful. So then you need to reach Service Star 7 to unlock Professional Assignment 2. And to complete its requirements, you'll need 25 sniper rifle kills and 5 camera coins. A camera coin can be earned by getting 10 intel spot assists, which come from you tagging an enemy and then your teammate shooting and killing them. This can be a little bit tedious, but on the one map on the only server available, there were 2 really good spots for it. Objective C on Downtown Rush Hour is the one point everyone really wants for some reason, and it's a terrific choke point for something like this. Whether attacking or defending, the roof was a great place to put cameras. The other great spot was inside by the elevators. This one is more of an if you have the point sort of thing, but if you can sneak in there and get a camera down in a cheeky spot, you might still get lucky. With all of that out of the way, I purchased the MAC-10, but I didn't use it just yet. Okay, that's a lie. Oh, that's got some kick to it. I wanted to immediately get to work on unlocking the double barrel shotgun, and I'd read into this whole trophy a bit beforehand and knew that it was meant to be difficult, but having a cruisy time completing the assignments for the MAC-10, I thought that the unlock requirements were going to be just as easy for the double barrel shotgun, and to start off, I reached Enforcer Service Star 2 and completed assignment 1 by getting 10 shotgun or battle rifle kills and resupplying 10 teammates. The same as before, the next step was to reach Service Star 7, and by this point a new server had popped up up on the bank job map. The ping wasn't much better, but Objective B on this map turned out to be a great close quarters clusterfuck point, and for shotguns, yeah, it was great. To complete assignment 2, I had to get 25 shotgun kills and deflect 250 points of damage with the ballistic shield. This was a bit more of a grind, but not difficult at all to pull off. Now this is the point I unlocked the MAC-10, but for the double barrel there is actually an extra step to it. And for that extra step I need to complete the Enforcer Syndicate assignment. And just to unlock this assignment, I need to complete assignment 2. Okay, cool, I've done that. Buy 10 non-DLC Enforcer specific guns or gadgets. Okay, well I'll just buy everything available and oh, well that didn't do it. I spent all my money. Some guns, especially DLC ones, are very expensive, so here's a list of what actually counts towards this assignment so that you don't do the same dumb thing that I did. Shady, doing the dumb shit for you since 2024. Authorized by the Australian Government, Canberra. After making some quick deposits, I successfully bought what I needed and I can check that off of the list. Alright, what's the last thing? Unlock Enforcer Gold Service Star. A gold service star requires 240,000 XP, and I'm only at around 70,000, so I have a lot of grinding to do. I used this time to grind a lot of DLC related weapon trophies, and by some small miracle, a boosting server also popped up. So obviously I joined that because I'm not a complete masochist. The boosting server was a no-kill blood money match. In blood money, the goal is to steal money from this big central pile and get it back to your van. You earn XP for each stack you pick up and a large amount of XP for successfully depositing it. You can also steal money from the enemy stash, and when you pick up money from them, you get an increased amount of XP. So I spent the night with a chill group of players zip-lining back and forth to everyone's vault to steal and deposit money easily. Blood money wins are also required for the final multiplayer trophy I need, so getting some wins here was also beneficial for that. But to make this grind even more beneficial, I turned on some XP boosts I got from the 82 battle packs I had from buying the premium edition. This server was only up for one night and I definitely did not make the most of it. I wish I'd had the foresight to stick around and play a little bit longer to maximize the amount that I got out of it, but even with that being said, a few hours spent in this server easily chopped a week off of this grind. After a few more days of grinding, I finally got my gold service star and could start on the final assignment challenges. They consist of 200 shotgun or battle rifle kills, 15 ammo resupply coins, 15 ballistic shield coins, and unlocking the tier 4 reputation perk track in 10 matches. The weapon kills will come naturally, as of course that's the whole point of the game. Ammo resupply coins are earned by getting 8 ammo resupply bonuses, and the ballistic shield coin is earned for every 100 points of damage you deflect. The reputation tiers are small boosts you can earn while playing the game. Earning points from any source will go towards your next perk, but dying at any point will reset your progress. This one took me the longest to achieve, mostly because every match on the main running server was an hour and a half long, but I got to the point where I got fed up, and after earning track 4, I would quit and rejoin to try and earn it again. Also, the insane amount of lag didn't help. After about another week, I finally managed to complete the assignment and unlocked the all-holy double-barrel shotgun. Getting 25 kills with it was an absolute breeze, and I love that the game tracks your kills with each weapon in the corner as part of your HUD. So with that done, it was time to switch back over to the MAC-10, where I was quickly reminded that, oh, yeah, that's still a thing. The final multiplayer trophy is for winning 5 matches of each heist and blood money. I've already covered blood money, but what about the heist mode? In heist matches, the criminals have to break into an area and steal 2 bags of cash and safely get them to an extraction point, and it's the police's job to stop them. Very occasionally, a heist blood money server would pop up, and lo and behold, it actually had decent ping. You can hop into a server at any point using the server browser, or use the matchmaking menu to force an official EA server to start. Sometimes I spent hours sitting in these trying to get 3 other people to join so that we could start a match. However, once the server started, a lot of other players rolled in, including big names that I recognized from the top of the leaderboard on that other server, and we all had a really good time. I think it's really obvious that everyone was sick of that one mode on that one map, but no one really cared to sit in the server to get it going until there was a few people already playing, which is a real shame. Anyway, heist matches are really easy to win as the robber because you just have to get in, grab the bag and get out. Sometimes it wasn't that simple. Oh, the statue in the yard is the marker from Dead Space. There's a lot of Dead Space Easter eggs in this game. But as the cops, you have to defend for a full 15 minutes, and that's definitely the more difficult scenario to be in. With the server being up so sporadically, it took a few weeks to win the matches I needed, but it's definitely something that's still doable.
I doubled the length of the script explaining all that. If you've made it this far and happen to enjoy my incredibly long-winded deep dives that go into every single detail for a single bronze trophy, I promise I only do it when it's necessary, or perhaps even some of the funnies that I do, you'll probably also like some of the other videos that I currently have available in my catalogue. I really enjoy making these videos, so if you'd like to stay up to date, I ask you to consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and maybe even checking that little bell icon as well, because let's be honest, I'm averaging a video every 2 months. Anyway, now that I've successfully self-sponsored, it's time to dive back into the main game and get the last 2 difficulty trophies by playing on the game's hardest difficulty.
In total, Battlefield has 4 difficulties to choose from: Cadet, Officer, Veteran, and Hardline. So in layman's terms, I guess these would be easy, normal, hard, and impossible.
Hang on a second, who made this? No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Do the clones not realize how fucking expensive they are? Can I get 9 up here, please?
The best thing about how Battlefield does its difficulties is that you can choose to replay the prologue, put it on hardline difficulty, and from there, just keep playing. The game will continue from that first episode, and this turns it into an unofficial New Game Plus option, meaning you keep all your weapons you've unlocked and makes this playthrough incredibly trivial. And I know I did make that claim earlier about keeping spoilers to a minimum, but for this section I'm going to go over some strategies I used in some tougher encounters, so there may be a few more spoilers here. You have been warned. Don't leave though, love you. Playing the game through with no distractions took me about 5 hours. Not having to worry about capturing warrants or evidence was a huge time saver. I made it through to the beginning of episode 2 without dying, but that changed when I got to this semi-open area gunfight. You die very quickly, and at the time it felt like the damage indicator wasn't as precise as it could have been. In episode 3 I had my most embarrassing death so far thanks to this gator. This is taking a very long time. Stealth is still the way to go for the most part, but having access to all the weapons allowed me to put together the right combination to get past any section I was on. The best part about dying in a fight is that you're able to change your loadout before spawning back in, so you can quickly try a bunch of different guns, gadgets, and attachments. In episode 6, there's a timed holdout section. I camped in the office right next to the computer, as you can see all of the entry points from here. As soon as the holdout was done, the game let me grab the thumb drive before I was meant to, and I broke the level. I had to get to the car to escape, but the game didn't update the playable area and then killed me while I was in the car. When I loaded back in, the game told me to grab the thumb drive, but I'd already picked it up before the checkpoint had hit, so I had to restart the whole level to fix it. There's a surprise fight at the end of episode 7 and you're dropped down into a room where all the cover is destructible, so I had to be really careful with the enemies trying to surround me. I also ran out of ammo in this fight, so that's another thing to be mindful of. Coming back to the trailer park section in episode 8, I was concerned about messing up the stealth. On my first playthrough, I went through a hole in the fence on the right, but this time actually listening to the dialogue, I realized that there was also an entry on the left. I dropped over the fence on the left, got my stuff and went out through the hole on the right straight to the escape car without alerting anyone. There's another holdout section shortly after this and I found that hiding in the back room was the best strategy. There's an ammo cache here and also a loadout case if you need to swap weapons. The walls here are destructible, so keep an eye out for that. In the last fight of the chapter, you get into a tank and go up against someone else who is also in a tank. I had a bit of trouble with this the last time, but unlike last time, I didn't try to rush them. Keeping my distance and not getting stuck on random geometry made this fight a breeze. There's a quick section coming up where your office is reverse breached, and there's nothing to it at all. I just wanted to bring it up because I emptied a full clip into the antagonist's nutsack and I think that's funny. In episode 9, once again the key is stealth. You can get through 3/4 of the level without getting into a gunfight at all, and the first hurdle is this lobby area at the start. There's lots of guards and some of them are behind a security desk that has metal detectors set up, and if you go through them, they will go off. Again, I had a lot of trouble with this on my initial playthrough, but at the end of that fight I found a door that led to the back alley, so this time I went into the building through that back door and was able to get everyone without making a sound. The second stealth section is just as easy, and I didn't mess this up on either playthrough. Once you get to the penthouse, there is another holdout section. The game tells you to equip an infrared scope and some trip mines. The scope is okay, even though it's not that dark, but the trip mines were fairly useless. The best tip I can give for this bit is that you can hide out on the balcony. The glass is bulletproof and it's super easy to pick off each enemy as they come past. During your escape, there's a lot of bad guys on the street, but not a whole lot of cover. I kept my distance and tried to take as many of them out as I could while they were getting out of their cars. The final episode starts you off on the edge of the main bad guy's island, and during my trophy hunting replay, I found that right after you take the first two guys out, you can go right around the outside of the island, avoiding two big encounters, and slipping right past the third section going straight to the secret entrance. I quietly went through the house avoiding everyone, and I don't know what happened here, but there were 3 bad guys guarding the level exit on my first playthrough. I really wasn't sure how I was going to get past them without alerting anyone, but on this run, they just weren't there. I don't know if this is a glitch or I managed to run through the island so fast that they couldn't path into position yet, but that was a huge amount of stress gone. The final boss is shot in a cutscene and I made sure to give him the respect he deserved.
Dip, dip, potato chip, dip, dip, potato chip, dip, dip, potato chip.
Making my way down to his vault, I hit the final cutscene, popping the trophies Super Cop for finishing on Veteran, Blue Eagle for finishing on Hardline, and of course, the Platinum.
Holy shit, this game is incredible. If you haven't played it already, don't make the same mistake I did by sitting on this. It is absolutely the most fun time I've had in a game in so long. And the best thing about the Hardline difficulty run, it's not difficult at all. Like, I'm not kidding, I died 10 times total. I really feel like I died more in my normal difficulty playthrough. It could definitely have just been there from the start, but oh well. My only regret with this game is that it took me 10 years before I went back to play it properly. I would have loved to see this game in its heyday with full multiplayer servers and DLC servers, and I'm fairly positive that if I'd played it 10 years ago, I would have been able to 100% it fairly easily. It sounds an awful lot like I'm wrapping up the video, which I don't want to do because I promised you all a very cheeky bonus round.
Hardline has 4 DLC expansions: Criminal Activity, Robbery, Getaway, and Betrayal. The easiest trophies to get in any of these lists are for the various weapon kills. For most weapons you need a gold service star, and that's 275 kills. You'll need to do this for the M1 carbine to unlock Grandpa's automatic, the M1903 for Bolt from the Blue, the 1887 shotgun for I'll be back, and the M1A1 Tommy gun for Tommy's favourite. There are 4 individual bronze trophies for getting 10,000 kills with each class, and let's just do some quick maths.
10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 is, oh, it just says it's too fucking many.
I spent most of my time playing as the Enforcer, and although the game doesn't track your kills with each class, I added up all my kills with guns on Battlelog, and at my best estimate, I made it to roughly 2,200 kills with the Enforcer. So those 4 trophies are a definite no-go. I did have fun playing this with friends, and will likely keep playing this casually, so maybe I will eventually get one of them. During this grind, I made it from level 1 all the way to level 64, so the trophy Become Legend is also on the back burner for now. Something I can do now though is the trophy Here's Johnny. This is for getting 75 kills with the fire axe. It was a little tedious, especially given the lag, but that being said, I also managed to have some good runs with it. And on that note, getting 50 kills using the Inquisition sword was almost the exact same experience. Dressed to the 16s is for entering a match after customizing all 16 class and faction outfits. You can do this in the gun bench menu, and it obviously confirms that I have absolutely zero fashion sense. Locked and Loaded is for entering a match after customizing all 5 gun bench slots. To unlock all 5, you'll need to complete the Master Weaponsmith assignment, which requires 1000 kills with gun bench guns. I made it to 507 kills, and in hindsight, could have and should have customized each gun for the weapon trophies I'd already earned, because even if it's just equipped in the gun bench with no other modifications, it would have still counted towards this. That's Not a Knife is earned by killing 25 enemies with the throwing knife. These are equipped in place of your grenades. As they're in the same slot, you only get 2 of them at a time. To counter this, my friend and I both equipped spawn beacons and hid out of the way on the side of the map to farm kills. By the power of small miracles, there was the occasional DLC server running, and I hopped onto that whenever possible. Huge thanks to Lego Gal and their YouTube channel for paying for 2 separate servers so that I could get trophies. I forgive you for all the times that you killed me in the Downtown Rush Hour server. By brute forcing this server to start by sitting in the lobby and waiting patiently until more people joined, yeah, that's as brute force as anything is in this game, I managed to get a kill with the hearse while not being inside it for the trophy Ghost Ride the Whip. The hearse will only spawn on the graveyard map during heist or conquest modes, and trophies can only be earned if the match is actually running. We tried to do it in the pre-game lobby, but it didn't work. At this point, it was getting more and more difficult to find the remaining modes we needed, so I decided to buy a server for a day so that I could queue up exactly what maps and modes we needed to keep playing. Setting up a server wasn't as easy as I thought it would be though. Okay, server name, DLC map boosting. Server name contains profanity word. Okay, just boosting then. Server description contains a profanity word. What? Wait, is DLC a profanity word? Oh my god, it was.
I'd like to apologize for my severe and deep lack of judgment when using the phrase DLC. I just did it again! Jesus Christ, fuck!
Using my newfound admin powers, I was able to set the game mode to Bounty Hunter so that I could get the trophies, Dead or Alive, for picking up 100 bounties, and Got Your Back for denying 100 bounties. Denying 100 bounties took a lot longer than picking up 100 bounties, but a fair few people showed up and played with us, so it was really fun. After both myself and my friend had these 2 trophies, I changed the mode to Squad Heist, and winning 10 matches unlocked Small Crew, Big Job. After this, I swapped the mode to a Capture the Bag match and got the trophy Bag of Tricks for getting an RPG kill while carrying the bag. This is one I'm glad we were able to boost with only a few people in the server, as unlike other Battlefield games, there's no loadout for your class that has an RPG in it, meaning that we had to first find the RPG hidden on the map, then go and pick up the bag. Nailed It is for getting 100 kills with the nail gun, and it's a special weapon that's only available on a few maps. Backwards, Black Friday, Code Blue, and The Beat. My friend and I were boosting with another cool guy we met, a few other people joined, saw that we were farming, and joined in. It was one of those really cool unspoken moments where everyone understood what was going on and played along. And I never saw those guys ever again. The final trophy in this list is the Ultimate Betrayal. This is for winning a heist match as both the cops and the robbers on each of the 4 betrayal maps. This, sadly, was one that I wasn't able to get. As I mentioned so many minutes ago, winning a heist match as a cop means you need to defend for a full 15 minutes. A few really high-level players joined and completely bulldozed us at every turn. We managed to get 1 win as the robbers, but defending as the cops, we had no chance. They didn't even take the bags, they just spawn camped us. So yeah, that was so good. As I said, this game is fantastic, and my friends and I will likely keep playing casually, so there's every opportunity to get these trophies in the future. But at the moment, with the time limit I have for this video and the resources available, it just puts these trophies out of reach for the moment.
But hey, I mean, I hit 81% completion for this game, so this puts me above average and is still a win in my books. Now, they did just close the PS3 servers for this and Battlefield 4 late last year, and I wanted to jump in and grab this as soon as possible in case they decided to follow suit with the PS4 servers. But that brings this video to a close. I very much hope you enjoyed, and thank you once again for taking some time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you later. Bye.
You're not saying anything, Tony.